All right, good morning, guys. Tomorrow we have a short quiz over area and circumference of circles. So here are those formulas. I'll give you the radius and you'll solve for either circumference or area, or I could give you the circumference and ask you to find the radius, or the area and ask you to find the radius. This should say pi r squared. I'm not sure why that didn't format correctly. But here are the other two formulas. Now, what we need to look for initially is what am I given, and how can I use that in my formula? So here I'm given the circumference, which I know is 2 pi r, and I want to find the arc length. So I'm given the circumference, and what else am I given? I'm also given, let me do this in orange, I'm given 115 as the arc measure. And I know 360. You know, I always know 360. That's not going to change. So let's see, what can I do here? If I substitute these values in, I don't know the arc length. I don't know x. This part of the circumference, that's what I want. The circumference is 20 feet, and I could ask you to find this by, doing 2 pi r equals, that arc measures 115 over 360. So now that I've got these two fractions, all I need to do is cross multiply, and I'll get 360x equals, and 20 times 115 would be 230, 2,300. Forgot a zero there. 2,300. So then I can take that 2,300 and divide by 360 on both sides. To get 6.38 or 6.4. I think today I asked you to round everything to the tenths. 6.4 feet. Okay, now let's check out number 2. Same thing, circumference is 100. So circumference is 100. This is always 360. I want to find the arc length, and I'm given 90. So I'm given 90. And I'm given the circumference is 100. Okay, now I can cross multiply again. 360x equals 9,000. And if I divide by 360 on both sides to get the x by itself, then I'll end up with x is 25 centimeters. Okay, so the biggest thing is just identifying, what am I given here? So we're going to take the same formula, but instead of finding the part of the circumference, I'm going to give you that part, and we're going to find the whole circumference. So let's see here. I'm going to give you the part, that's the upper left corner, is 7.5. I want to find the whole circumference. I'm given 76 degrees, and the whole circle is 360. So this is the arc measure again. All right, now we're going to cross multiply. That's never going to change. So I'll take 7.5 times 360, and I'll get 2700 equals 76 times x. And now our very last step is we're going to divide by 76 to get x by itself. And the whole circumference is going to be 35.53. Okay. Now again, you can always pause these videos at any time and try these problems out for yourself. I would like you guys to have these formulas written down somewhere, maybe on a post-it note or in a note on your phone. Somewhere I'd like you to have those. But let's look at, again, what we're given. I'm given the arc length, given part of the circumference of 7. I want to find the whole circumference. I'm given part of the circle is 225. And the whole circle is 360. So let's see. 225x is 360 times 7 is 2520. Divided by 225 is 11.2 yards. Okay, now let's look at, we've got 4 area problems down here, and this will be the last thing that we do today. So the same type of problem, same setup, it's area of sector over pi r squared, that's the whole area of the circle, equals arc measure in degrees over 360. So what am I given? I'm given a radius, and I'm given the arc measure. And I want to find the area of the sector. So I'm given r. So the first thing I should do is find the area of the whole circle of pi r squared, or pi times 8 squared, which is 64 times pi. It's going to get me 201.1. So this is going to go in here. Okay, now let me do this in blue. So I want to find the area of the sector. This is what I'm looking for. So x over 201.1, which is the whole area, so part of the area of the circle over the whole circle, equals the part over the whole circle. So part over whole equals parts over whole every time. And when I cross multiply these together, 360x equals 201.1 times 315 gets me 63,346.5. So 63,346.5. And our very last step is to divide by 360. And let's see, if I divide that by 360, I get x is 175.96. And if I had to round this to the tenths, of course, it would just be 176, and that's centimeters. I'm going to do number 2. I'm going to leave 3 and 4 for you guys, and I'll post the answer key here in a second. So first thing we need the area of the circle. So area of sector, or area of the part, equals area of the whole circle. Sorry, over area of the part over the area of the whole circle equals the arc measure over 360. So I want to find the area of this part of the circle. Okay. Well, I want to find this. That's x. So that's good. I can substitute x in up there. I know that 315 is the arc measure, so I've got that down. That's always going to be over 360, but I need to find the area of my circle. I need to find this. But luckily I'm given the radius, so I can do pi r squared equals pi times 11 squared equals 121 times pi, which gets me 380.1. I'll do 1.3. So the area of the whole circle is 380.13. And our very last step before we solve for x is to cross multiply. 360x equals 380.13 times 315 gets me 119,740.95. So now all we have to do is divide by 360 on both sides to get x by itself. And we end up with x is 332.61. And that is feet. So again, I'm leaving these last two for you guys. I'll post the answer key here in a minute, and